For anyone that's been watching the daily reviews lately, we've been having lots of triangles, and I know you're going to say, "Oh no, another triangle," but today we do have another triangle here, and I'm going to talk about this and what I expect to happen from this. Starting out, there was a big sell-off, and I wasn't really expecting there to be this large of a sell-off at the start. But what was going through my mind was all the sell-offs that we have had lately have been bought. Right, we can scroll to the left, look at any consecutive bear bars ended up being bought. Right, many examples here, many sell-offs lately that have been bought. And I'll pull up the Discord here. Mo Money has been talking about his thoughts on 6100, and he had a great buy today, and I think he made about 1,200 on his Apex account just from trading micros. So great buy there. And for a few days he's been talking about the idea of buying around 6,100. So great trade on that. So coming in with the idea, not expecting a big sell-off like this, but if we do have a big sell-off, I was thinking that it would probably be bought. And that's just because we have had so many sell-offs be bought lately. Like we're just in that bullish and / trading range type environment. So sell-off. Could this be an opening reversal, and where we end up closing much higher than these lows? Yes, and it looks like we've been trying to have that later in the day. But this initial rally really wasn't very strong. All of these bars have tails on the top. Then you get two bull bars, then a bear doji, then a small bull bar, then a doji. So not very strong bars, and so unlikely to get an immediate reversal up. Probably would have to go a little bit more down and sideways. So once you do have a big sell-off like this, 6 bars or so, fairly large, and that reversal is failing, then we can expect a little bit more down. And here's that little bit more down. We got first strong leg, pullback, then a second smaller leg here. And I imagine this trapped a lot of bears that were trying to short here and then trying to take shorts below these bars. And I considered getting short around here, but once again, every sell-off has been bought in the last few weeks. So I'm not interested in trying to get short near the bottom of a sell-off because they're being bought. So until that changes, then I'm going to keep avoiding selling low in ranges and selling after a big sell-off. So after we have the second leg down, we kind of go sideways for a bit here, and you can see I have this triangle drawn in. And the rules for a triangle, once there's a breakout, we want to wait for a test of that the apex, and from there, then you can try to trade. Now the thing with this, we did get a breakout, and this test back, is this enough of a test of this point? And in my mind, yes. So I was thinking this was enough of a test back that we could then continue the breakout. And I thought this apex had been sufficiently tested. And I'll talk about some trades over here, and I'll mark those. Now here's the thing. This triangle grew larger. All right, we can see through here the triangle really continued, even though we had this breakout and it came back and tested it here. We really never strongly broke out and left this area. We kind of stayed in this trading range type market, and then this triangle ended up just getting larger, and that'll happen a lot because a triangle is just a type of a trading range, and trading ranges continue. So just because there's a breakout and a test doesn't mean immediately you're going to have a strong breakout away from that, because you also have that trading range that's keeping prices there. Now, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and mark some trades here. And I'm going to have these two bars here. I liked the idea of buying here. One, because it was after this test of this apex. So I was expecting price to be at least trying to come up to this high. So I thought, maybe some swing traders, if people had gone for a swing trade, they could have still been in it way up here. But just for scalping, 5 points, they have enough room if you're buying here or here to get out at these highs. So I thought that was good for a scalp. You had to handle some heat to stay in the trade, but if you put your stops below them, then you would not have gotten stopped out. This first bear bar back, is that enough to get out below? I think it'd be okay to get out below, but with this larger tail on the bottom, and then notice that tail is coming back, testing the moving average. So it's not the strongest sell setup. So I think it'd be okay to stay in your longs after seeing this bear bar. And then hopefully you're able to stay in through here, and then it goes up and gets you profit. Then also buys are through here. I'm not actually going to mark those because even though we can see that it worked out and you could have gotten, you could have bought here and gotten a good trade. The reason I avoided buying here, and I really wanted to, well, I'll talk about what's good for it. These bars, to me, look good to buy. They do have a little bit of a tail on top, but the tail's not too large, and we are starting to move up, right? We got this, we have this double bottom down here. We have a higher low above the moving average, and then we're getting these follow through bars, these bull bars that are going higher. So I really wanted to buy above these, but I just couldn't bring myself to. And the reason is because we are in this triangle, right? So at this point, when the bar is here, I knew that there was this triangle and we were inside of it. I don't want to be buying high and when we're inside of a triangle. Similarly, this is also near the high of the trading range. So that weakens the buy. But I think that would still be okay because there's still room up until these highs. But my issue was we would be buying right into the top of this triangle. And so I'm not going to mark that because I think the context overwhelms these individual candlesticks. So I like these bars to buy above, but the context is more important, and the context is thinking that this should not be a buy. Market breaks out, pulls back. Now, is this a correct breakout pullback of this triangle? I don't think so. This triangle is too large for a small breakout like this, and then just a three bar pullback. I don't think that's big enough. I think either we'll have a sell off here at the end of the day. Well, that probably won't happen, but probably tomorrow we would come back and test this. If not tomorrow, probably next week, this point right here around 6,117, that would act as support. And I would expect the market to test that probably sometime within the next week. So this little breakout here and test, that's not enough to really consider this triangle to be done. Now you can see it does break out above the triangle, and it's breaking out above the moving average, and this pullback comes right back to the moving average and right back to the triangle. You can see the triangle did act as support there, and along with the moving average. So what about buying above that? I think that's okay. It kind of depends on your read. I mean, how I'm reading it is that I'm still expecting the market to come down here. So I'd really rather not be trying to buy, up here. So we can see wedge pattern right here. First push, second push, and third push, or a larger wedge with this first leg being the first push, and then having a wedge up. So first, second, and then third. And, wedge is a reversal pattern. So if we're going up, we would expect a wedge to reverse us back down. I wanted to see a better short here, and I would have seriously considered going short up here. And one reason is because of these wedges, but the second, because of the moving average. And then the third is we're just high up in the range, right? Breaking out above this range, and we'd be pulling back into it. Fourth reason is this could be a second leg trap. So we have a first leg here. And then when you see like a stronger second leg in a trading range, then instead of that being the strong breakout that's going to work, often that'll just be a fake out. It'll just be a second leg trap. You know, you see a strong move and you think that's the breakout, but actually it's just a second leg up from this first leg, and then the breakout fails. So I would have seriously considered getting short here if this bar, after there's a little pullback, if there was another bear bar here, so let's say like 2 bars after this bar there was a bear bar, I would have probably gotten short under that, but you know, we can see there was no sell set up there. On the daily chart, unless there's a really strong rally up in the last 40 minutes, which there could be, I don't think it's going to be able to get up 15 points back to this open. So we'll probably close with a bear body. And then looking at the daily chart, right? So we would have a bear body high up in the trading range, and the market would want to try to test back below that bar. You know, look at any other bear bar that we've had high up in the range. You know, probably this would be a good example, right? Either of these bars here, they had big tails on the bottom, but they're higher up in this range, and the market likes to get below that. You know, it wants to see what kind of orders are there. Even though these aren't the best bear bars, it still has a bear body, and we can see multiple examples through here where there was a bear body near the top of the range, and the market ended up going below it. So I'd be watching out for that. That's all I've got, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you, if you didn't see it already, check out that Warren Buffett video I made. That one's has a lot of good information in that one. And thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.